So welcome to Resto Designs, the channel that brings you Mark II and Mark III content. In today's video, we'll be covering Project Leon. He's Mark II 20 valve turbo project that was unfinished, unfortunately, so I've been left with the responsibility of finishing this car. I've kind of gone through a lot of faults with it, as you've seen in the other previous two parts, which have been quite informative if you're actually doing a 20 valve turbo, and some of the common pitfalls and hurdles with engine mounts and servos and stuff. So we've kind of dealt with those bits and pieces. The wiring loom is very kindly being done by Richie at TWR. That'll be covered later on in the year with a small video on what was done and how it was done, and also fitting it onto the car. But that's for towards the end of the year, unfortunately. So, you know, obviously to time constraints and COVID and me actually spending my time between here and Portugal, you know, time is limited. But the time that I have spent here, I've been very productive on this car. So what's going to happen this morning is Sol's going to be bringing a windscreen, and in return he actually wants that modified front bumper with the smooth recess, Mark I style. So that's a really cool swap. You know, it's all about swapping sometimes with friends and people arranging bits. So there's no money being exchanged. He wants the bumper, we need a windscreen for this car, so everybody's happy. So he's going to be delivering the windscreen. I'm also going to be fitting the front bumper. The rear bumper, I think the iron has come, the bumper iron has come separated from the bumper skin. So hopefully with some help from Sol, we'll be able to put those two bits back together again. I'm also going to adjust the exhaust, it's slightly tilted. And also there's a few bits that I've taken off. Well, there's also a few bits that I found in the car that Leon had taken off. So I'm assuming it's to go with the whole textured look. Because originally when I did the car, it was all black and grey was the theme. The roof was grey, as well as the A-pillars. And I painted all the bumpers and mirrors, the number-plate plinth, all in gloss black. So kind of have that contrast. And it worked back then, or I thought it worked back then. It was a look that I liked. Now, I found this in the car, so I'm assuming Leon also wants to go, as well as the textured bumpers, which was the plan that we spoke about, and putting wheel arches on and stuff, was to actually take off probably potentially all the painted bits on the car to turn them all back to original textured plastic. So I'm gonna have to source one of these. I think I actually have one somewhere, so I'm gonna see if I can source one. If not, I know I've got some in Portugal. Also, Leon bought some electric door mirrors. Unfortunately, he never actually got to see these. He passed away a few days before these actually arrived in the post. And we spoke, like I said, every day. And he was so excited that he actually was always wanted a set of electric mirrors for his Mark II Golf. And he said actually he was actually quite jealous when I actually sourced my mirrors for my Mark II Golf, the black blue one, which you'll see at some point. And he's always been on the hunt for a set. So he found a set. So there's no loom, unfortunately. It's only the mirrors. He does have a switch somewhere, which I need to find. But otherwise, I'll source another switch. The loom, I'm actually going to potentially try and make up a loom for this. It can't be that hard to make a loom. I've got so many old looms laying around and plugs. I'm sure I could, with the wiring diagram, make up a loom for that. So maybe that might actually be a video where I'll show you guys how to make up your own DIY loom for these electric mirrors. So let me just open these up. Okay, they look pretty cool. The mirror, unfortunately, I don't know if you can see it, is slightly off on that, but I think I can get a, because these are actually heated, I think, as well, these mirrors. I'll have a look. But yeah, I'm going to have to source some new mirror glass for this. And there's a few light scuffs, but it's nothing that I can't clean up. Let's see what the other one looks like. Yep, so actually this one is in really good condition, the glass. And it's kind of generally the same kind of condition, it'll clean up. Okay, so, oh, look who's turned up. Sol's just turned up with the windscreen. So I'll probably get him to give me a hand with the windscreen, and then I'll probably get round to maybe fitting these on as well to see what the car looks like without the gloss stuff on there. so it does look a lot better with the proper textured bumpers and the recess for the number plate. Also got the rear bumper here, so I'm going to take off the painted one. This was actually the iron had actually come out of this, so with the help of Sol, I held it as he stood on it, and that was the best way. We actually got the clips all back in, so that's all back as it should be. It's in quite good condition. Obviously it just needs a bit of some treatment on there, but it's fine. So yeah, so we've come to the end of another video. This is part 3 of the Project Leon. And as you saw today, Sol came, brought the windscreen, took the front bumper. So that was the result. Also Sol gave me a hand fitting the bumper iron by standing on it and getting the bumper iron back into the rear bumper. So that was really cool of him. And then Tim came around later on in the afternoon, and both of us actually, as you saw, with a bit of string and a bit of grease, we actually got the windscreen done. Fitted the rear bumper, adjusted the exhaust, and gave the car a good clean. I don't think it's had a clean in maybe about 6 months. So as you can see, it looks pretty tidy and pretty clean. Okay, so this kind of concludes this chapter, part 3 of the build of Project Leon and where we're at. Unfortunately, I need to go back to Portugal, where I've got loads of other projects to do. And also there's bits waiting for this. I'm waiting for Richie at TWR to very kindly sort out that loom, so we can get this car running, and then I can get the dash in, get the heater box in, and tidy up the loom inside. So we've done, within three kind of days, 3 or 4 days, we've sorted out quite a bit of stuff: the brakes, the engine mounts, the cam belt cover, the radiator, the intercooler, the grille situation, the bumpers and stuff. So really all that's left to be done now, which is a good thing actually. I am going to Portugal, is I've got a set of original arches for it in Portugal, and I've also got a 4 headlamp grille in Portugal for it, because the grille obviously is borrowed off Tim's car. So this kind of just wraps up where we stand at the moment with the car. You'll probably hopefully see the car later on in the year, but it will be return of other projects like the GTD open air project, as well as jumping back on to a new project which is going to be coming, an ABF Mark II project, as well as loads of other content and how-tos. So please subscribe, ding-a-ling-a-ling, click that bell, and beat the YouTube algorithm by clicking that bell, or else you won't see updates. Be safe.